Welcome to On Your Own Terms. I'm Patty Talbot, and this is the place where we learn together what it takes to change the world on our own terms and in our own special ways. Today, I have the distinct honor of welcoming Sandy Joy Weston to the show. Joy is her real middle name, and joy is the word that radiates out of her in her work, in her day-to-day life, in every conversation. This woman has something to teach us about how to show up and be our best selves as change makers in the world, taking care of ourselves while we try to make a difference in the world around us. Sandy agreed to sit down with me and share her story as a change maker using Blue Road's framework, Homegrown Solutions for a Patchwork World. You will be inspired by what Sandy has to say about her humble beginnings and how she connected with her angels to bring her out of difficult situations and into the life she was meant to live and into the life where she is meant to inspire others, as she has me, with the joy that radiates out of her. So welcome, Sandy. I cannot wait to hear your story as a change maker. Sandy Joy Weston.
Patty, I have the best people surrounding me. I really do. I think the right person comes in my life right when I need them. Well, for all of us, if your eyes are open, the right person comes exactly at the right time. And also, I do have 5 angels that I believe since my birth have been surrounding me. Not a lot, but they've always been there for me. I had that feeling since the time I was 5, and I would connect to them all the time and say, hey, what are we going to do now? And it sounds crazy, but it was my way of connecting to the higher power. It wasn't until, let me see, recently, probably I was 60 almost, when I started telling my background story. Not because I was ashamed of it, because it made me who I am, but I wasn't ready to come from a positive, powerful place with it. I believe if you tell your story, you want to be uplifted and also uplift others and not get stuck down in there. And it wasn't, I think it must have been about 4 or 5 years ago when I was writing one of my books, and my publisher said, Sandy, you're 70,000 words short. I'm like, what? It's a guidebook. This is supposed to be short. It's all about getting people in that positive headset. It's a journal book. And she's like, that's great. Good, good, good. But in your contract, it says you have to have so many words. I go, okay. And I sat with it because I thought it was so good. And keep in mind, this was a day before we have our big holiday party at our house with over 100 people, right around the Christmas season. I'm thinking, what the heck? But tune in to my 5 angels, sat with it, and I heard it's time to tell even just a little bit of your story in a lighthearted way. And so that's what I did. And what I didn't know, Patty, is what the impact it was going to have on so many. Yes, they loved the book and journaling, but that little, I mean, it was so little. That's what people resonated with, because they were like, oh, that's why we should believe you. That's why this works. And for some reason, I'm laughing because even my closest friends did not know the story. And they're like, why didn't you tell us? I'm like, well, you never ask. I'm always that person that you go to for inspiration, lifting up, and you just assume. So what they assumed, I came from the most loving parents in the world. They must have been Pippy Skippy. I must have had money because that's how I got to be in business for myself, or I wouldn't have been where I am, and grew up in an awesome environment. Just what they assumed. If they would have asked me, I would have told them. But no one really asked me. So the story was, and I'm very, very, very grateful for my journey now, but me and, my higher power talked about it. We don't need to recycle it again. It's good. I got it down. I got it. I did grow up in the projects, which is, not so bad. I had my peeps. I really did. I felt like not in my house was safe, but I had my posse with me. We had each other's backs. But my mom, she battled many, many, many demons. And she had a lot of mental health issues, most misunderstood, but because we came from poverty, a lot mistreated. So she spent a lot of her life in mental institutions. As a child, you would think I would have been devastated, but I'm telling you, since as early as I can remember, I felt I had a bigger purpose. Like I had these 5 angels looking after me. And whether they did or not, I believe. So when people would come and say, are you okay? I mean, your situation. I'm like, dude, are you okay? I got 5 angels. Do you need to borrow one? I'm good. And no matter what would go on in the house, and believe me, the stories still to this day, I only know 10% of them because I blocked out most of them. Someday I will. Someday I will. But right now, that's what I'm ready for, is I felt this unconditional love for me that was so pure that I could tap into it whenever I wanted. So no matter how many people were making fun of me, what was going on with my mom, what the neighborhood thought, what the teachers expected of me, like you're not gonna, be glad to graduate high school, that would be great. Get out of the projects, waitress, pump gas, which is great. I knew there was more for me. And I knew this unconditional love that I could tap into whenever I wanted it would really get me where I wanted to go. And that whatever my vehicle was, whatever it was, the whole idea was to get people to realize how truly powerful they are and that they could tap into this. And a lot of times, it wasn't coming from a spiritual presentation, because I knew the audience I wanted were not even people that would go to yoga. They were coming into my fitness classes, my spin class, but I would get it in through the back door. And now, as I'm able to tell my story, and even in my speaking engagements, it was never any of those stories, but I'm able to tell some of them. I realize that I'm even able to impact more people in a more powerful way of how they can tune in and tap in the way they choose to tune in and tap in. And that is so freeing, Patty, because so many of us, we all get trapped into it. We feel more loved if our book is a bestseller, if we get a lot of social media posts. Believe me, we want our peeps. But to be able to tap into it, no matter what's going on in the world, that's what I want to do in the world. Whether you call it mental fitness or mental health, I want to bring awareness to everybody's is unique. Their gifts are unique, but your brain's unique too. Whatever is going on in there, you might have severe mental health issues and you need to do different things with therapists and psychiatrists to help you with that. But besides that, there's so much else that is open to everyone about how they are and how they show up in the world, and they don't have to be pigeonholed on what they can and cannot do. So it's not like I'm saying that people don't need guidance from mentors, life coaches, psychiatrists, therapists, because they are amazing and the right ones can do so much for you. But my piece of the world, I'm not a therapist and I'm not a psychiatrist. I've just been around a lot of people with mental health issues and severe mental health issues and been a visitor to those mental health institutions. I want to show people with their unique brain, whatever it is, even, special needs, Down syndrome, autism, whatever it is, I want to highlight all it is they can do with that unique brain. And I know we're starting to take away the stigma of mental health issues and more people are talking about it. But in my mind, whatever you came into the world, it can be used as a gift. And it's so freaking powerful. And there is nothing that if you want to do something and you really feel strongly about it, I bet you there's a way for you to do it. So my whole life, I was fortunate enough to be an entrepreneur. Never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was happy. I got out of the projects. I graduated high school. I got a scholarship to college. I mean, got my master's in exercise physiology. I mean, beyond my wildest dreams. But I really thought I was going to be a dance instructor, which was awesome because my major was dance. But it led me in a different direction where I met people that saw something in me that I didn't see. So I would teach dance classes and they said, come train me in my home. And at the time there were no trainers. So it ended up, I would train them home. I was able not just to get them physically fit, but more mentally fit. So these people wanted to help me in any way they could. And I was in the Philadelphia market. And at the time I quartered the market. I had everybody, the who's who, sports teams, you name it. I was their trainer. And then I built the company from there. And we had over 15 people going to people's homes. And then from there, one of my clients said, hey, you should open a health club. I go, oh, okay. So it took me 3 years. And thank God for Ed Snyder, who was the owner of the Flyers. He believed in and had faith in me, as well as Pat Croce, a lot of big names in Philly. I had a lot of support. They used to call me Philadelphia's favorite daughter. But I opened my first health club in 1993. And it was amazing. And then other people said, I'll invest you. And then I opened another one. And then my last one was in Center City, Philadelphia. And I sold that in 2019, all the health clubs and wellness centers I had at the time. I did not know about COVID. Thank you again. But the whole time I used fitness as my vehicle to spread joy. So when I was talking about enlightening people on their unique gifts and how the brain works, it wasn't like I came out and said that. I was just there to show them how incredible they were, just as they are. And I used it through my health clubs and teaching and training and workshops. And I ended up, again, not even thinking I was an author, writing books and doing presentations. To this day, my side gig is now, Patty, my main gig, which I was doing podcasting 10 years ago, radio shows. So I continue to do podcasting, recorded and live. I present my books. I do presentations, workshops, and speaking engagements. Anything I can do to spread joy and highlight all the good in the world and the power that people have within them, just as they are, and they're worthy with their unique gifts and awesome brain. I was just having this conversation with a few of my friends. They were teasing me and joking in a fun way. You know, Sandy, not everybody is pippy skippy like you or joyful all the time. And I said, I'm not joyful all the time. Of course I'm not. Like I have all those other emotions. I just have systems to get out of there quicker. And more important than that, I believe everyone is here and, like I said, has a unique gift to serve a purpose and is totally different. And I celebrate the way they are. And hopefully they celebrate the way I am. But my piece of the world is I love people. I love humans. I love all their messiness. I truly don't sit there in judgment. I am in awe of humans. I think they're incredible. I find their journeys incredible. I know it sounds so like a Hallmark card, but I really think all I've gone through in life, my journey, has allowed me just to have such an open heart and see people's true essence, which is peace, love, and joy. And I think because I don't judge myself, I mean, there's things I go, okay, we could have done that a little different, Weston. But I really love who I am. And therefore, it allows me to love others. And I could see a person, you would go, oh my God, Sandy, do you know what they did in the world? And my friends will condemn them. And why did you listen to them? And why did you talk to them? But I swear to God, Patty, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. I go in and I just see the beauty of them. Now, do I need to surround myself with other people with healthy skepticism who call it as? Yes, I do. My posse is all over the place. And now and then I think, ooh, should I be different? Is this being, too rose-colored glasses? No, this is who I am. I don't think the whole world should be like me. I don't want them to be like me. That would be so freaking boring. But how I show up, make fun of me, think I'm too pippy skippy, I'm not living in the real world, I don't care. This is who I am, and this is how I want to be. And it allows me to bring so many people in my platform, I call it, because I see their peace, love, and joy. I think my biggest thing is to show people the little things they can do every day. It's not time consuming and it's not difficult. That my big message is just taking a minute to 3 minutes a day to connect to yourself will have a huge impact in your, not only your day, but your life. And those things, it doesn't have to be, well, Weston, I hear all the time, it's too late for me. This is the way I am. This is how I've been. It's going to be difficult. If you knew my past, and I say, pish, 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 pish. That is so not true. The biggest thing is you have to want it. You have to want it. And then you have to be honest about how you really are feeling now. So when people say, like I said, you're joyful all the time, heck no. I'm just really honest with what's going on. I spend time really just with myself thinking about, what am I thinking? What do I believe about that? And then I go, okay, well, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I feel hate. I feel jealousy. I'm really down and dirty and honest with it so that I can shift out of it. So I can have more joy in my life, come from a positive, powerful headspace. So my gift to the world is showing those little techniques, those things you can do that only take a minute to 3 minutes, not time consuming, every single day, little by little, that really truly will have a powerful impact on their life. Even just waking up in the morning, Patty, for just 30 seconds and before your feet hit the floor. How do you want to show up in the world? Just think of a word. I want to show up today calm, peace, joy, powerful, ease and flow. And then just reflecting on that word throughout your day for an hour. Like, am I really embodying that? And if not, what could you do to shift that? Huge, huge. So that's what I'm about. Showing the easy, not time consuming things you can do that don't take long. Don't make a big hairy deal out of it. That will, I promise you, even just trying it for 30 days, you'll be like, oh my God, I feel better already. I see it every single time. People, if anything, they doubt it's going to work because it's so easy. They're like, I have to be suffering and I have to be in pain and it's got to be hours and hours. I'm not saying there aren't things that are like that, when you get really deep into the work, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's little things you can do every day. I promise you. The biggest thing I want to say to everyone, which they hear often, but I still think we need reminders of it every single day, just take a moment to be with yourself and really feel the power you have within you, in your heart. Like, just even take a moment and put your hands on your heart and feel it beat, just even for a moment. And feel how powerful you really are. When you put your hands on your heart, just even for a second, it automatically calms you down, automatically calms you down. And then I would invite people to do this whenever not only they feel stressed or anxious, but maybe they want to power up. Breathe in and out your pure essence, which is peace, love, and joy. So just even taking a moment to sit with their feet flat on the floor. It's not, like I said, it's not time consuming. Hands on their lap, close their eyes, and think of the word peace. Just for a split second, what brings you peace? And then bring all the peace into you from the universe, whatever your belief is, the world. Breathe it in, maybe for 4 counts. Hold it for a second, and then breathe it out to the world. And then just sit there, feeling peace. And then move on to the next word, love. Do the same thing. And joy. Again, it only takes a minute, but if you did that before you were having a difficult conversation, going on a podcast, family gathering, I'm telling you, it will make a huge difference. So that's all I want you to do, is take time to feel your heart, connect to your pure essence, and realize you are amazing just the way you are. Not when and if, just freaking now. You are worthy of every freaking thing you want in life. Ask for it. Keep those freaking eyes open. You can find everything on my website, Sandy Joy Weston, WESTON.com. Yes, and my middle name really is Joy. You will have all my blogs, all my podcasts will be there, how to book me for a keynote speaking engagement and my workshop. So everything is at sandyjoyweston.com. As far as social media, again, I am on every platform as Sandy Joy Weston. Daily, I do daily joys, a minute tip every day, which I put on every platform. I have a live show, Hey, I Got Something to Say, which is on Instagram on Thursdays, but I also record it and put it everywhere. And that's to celebrate women around the world with that one thing they have to say. I do a recorded podcast, Let's Keep It Real, which we do a dive into people's journey, men and women around the world. Like I said, I love people. So any way I can connect with them. My books are all in local bookstores or Amazon. Train Your Head, Body Will Follow, 30-Day Reset. My latest one is for kids. It's a journal. It's called, I love the way it looks. Look, Recess to Reset. I'm using it. By the way, it says for 6 to 12-year-olds, but I send it to my friends and they didn't give it to their kids. So, and it's all just things you can do every day that just take a minute to 3 minutes to get you in that powerful mindset. That's what this is all about.
Thank you for being with us today, Sandy. I know that our audience has been inspired by your story, your message, and will be eager to get in touch with you, to read your books, show up and hear your speaking, and to listen to your multiple podcasts, including, Hey, I've Got Something to Say. You've offered information to us about how to do all of that, and you better believe we will be watching you and being inspired by your message of joy and inclusion and welcome and energetic change making in the world. Thank you, Sandy. I hope you'll tune into Sandy's work, and I also hope you'll follow my work at Blue Roads Education, where we work to help women like you show up and take courageous action for change. We celebrate change makers, we support change makers, and we work to cultivate change makers in the world, especially within women who are looking for inspiration and support as they show up as their better selves and their best selves, by taking care of themselves so they have something to offer, by doing work that means something to them, by connecting with people different from themselves, and by reflecting internally about their intentions and out into the world so they can be inspiring in their words and in their work for other people. You can find out about my work by downloading my ebook, Changemaker You, How to Change the World on Your Own Terms, at my website, blueroadseducation.org, where you can also learn about the multitude of courses that we have available to help you develop your special skills as a change maker in the world. We have courses to support you in your best beingness, courses to support you in goal setting and strategy for your most effective doingness, courses in communication and cultural competencies and developing yourself as a communicator and a person ready to work with people across difference in our connectingness quadrant. And we have leadership courses and critical thinking courses to help you be ready to reflect and to lead from your strongest and most powerful and confident self. So check all that out at blueroadseducation.org, where you can also learn about Changemaker Circles. These are mastermind style groups for women in particular who are looking to show up and make social and environmental change. We run like a mastermind group, but our focus is not necessarily on business. It is on social and environmental change and the courage it takes and the support it takes and the power we can get when we support each other in our change-making efforts. Next week, I will be excited to welcome another change maker to our series. And in the meantime, may you be grounded in your beingness, guided in your doingness, generous in your connectedness, and inspired in your reflectiveness, so you can change the world on your own terms. I'm Patty Talbot. I'm always learning, and I know you are too.